Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's yet again another exciting week where we get to take our ethical hacking career to the next level. If you're just joining me, do well to hit the subscribe button, and of course don't forget to like, share and comment on my videos, and lastly turn on the notification bell so I don't get to miss any of my upload. We have been on an interesting series, the pen test methodology, and for this week we will be taking the lesson further to the next level. I will be showing you how to perform web application pen test. When we talk about web application pen test, we're talking about applications that are hosted on the web. So this is what you will be learning for this week. Trust you me, I'm coming full blown on this particular lesson because I'm taking it very detailed from the least to the latter. So it's going to be a little lengthy, but it's worth it because I tried as much as possible to touch everything that I needed to be touched. Anyone that couldn't be done now will be achieved in the subsequent series. But that being said, let me digress a bit. I noticed a little spike on my last lesson, which was on how to search for any user across platforms on the net. So now I get to understand the kind of content you all like, but I understand that that particular lesson cuts across every domain in cybersecurity, so I can understand why. And I assure you that in the course of my series I will be dropping videos like that to really boost your arsenals, because knowledge like that comes in very handy. You never can tell, but when you know these things you can get to apply them when the need arises. I will be dropping lessons like that outside the tailored lessons that I am dropping for ethical hackers. All right, so this is a quick disclaimer before I jump right to today's lesson. Every information and every knowledge you get on this channel is clearly for educational purpose. You are liable for your actions that you perform with the knowledge you get on this channel. With that being established, let's jump right into the lesson. Cheers. Hi guys, so to begin, we'll be making use of another vulnerable lab called Basic Pen Test Lab. So I will be showing you how to download this particular lab and of course how to set this lab up. So I'll just quickly go to my browser. I'll just navigate into my browser. Let me just do this. Can just minimize this. So on my browser, all I need to go to, I need to visit a particular site called Vulnerable Hub, vulnerablehub.com. Navigate to vulnerablehub.com. So this is actually a site where you can download some vulnerable labs that you can use to carry out your exploits, right? So the lab we want to search for is basic pen testing. So I'll just do this basic pen testing, just basic pen testing, and I will hit enter. All right, so we have like 6 results here, but this is the particular one we will be making use of, basic pen testing 1. So I'll just click on it. You can see the author of this particular lab here. All right, so just scroll down. So the download is very straightforward process. You can see the size here, 2.6 gigabytes. So go through the description, but all you need to do here is just to download this particular lab, and like every other lab, import it to your VM. But I will be showing you that. So all you need to do, you can see the download link here. You can see the download here. That's to download link, the main download or the mirror download, whichever one you want to use, right? If you choose the preferred the one by the base here, the download mirror, you can click on it, and once you have this file download on your system, the next thing you need to do is to import this file into your VM. So I'll just go to my VM. I've downloaded this file already. Let me show you the configuration for this particular file. Just do this. So you can see on the last here, I have this lab already imported into my VM. So I'll just click on this lab. I have it open already, so I think I might have to might have to close it, but let's see if I can do an edit here with it being open. Let me click on settings and see if I can actually edit this lab while it's open. But if that doesn't work, I will have to close the lab because I've started it already. I'll have to close it, then show you guys how to edit the configuration. All right, that works. So first thing you want to do is to edit the memory here. But mind you, when you click on the import option, when you click, okay, let me show you something. Let me quickly close this first. Let me make this new instance, for instance. All right, so take for instance, this is our VMware and we want to import this particular lab. So all I will do is to click on open the virtual machine, and I will navigate to the directory where I have this particular file, the OVA file. So you can see the file here, basic pen testing file. So in your case, once you download it, you will see it in your download folder. So when you come to your VMware, just click on open virtual machine and navigate the file. Once you click on the file, the next thing you want to do is click on open. It will give you an option to select where you want to rename this particular machine. Of course, give it any name you might want to give it. As you can see, in my own case, I named it Basic Pen Test Lab. And then you will be asked to select where the part where you want to save this. I think, let me see if, even though I have it installed already, if it will give me the option again. So it will ask you the part where you want to. Okay, so this is the panel I'm talking about. So all you need to do here is just to enter the name that you want to save this particular VM, right? In my case, as I showed you earlier on, I have it saved as Basic Pen Test Lab, and you can decide to use the default part here to save the instances and the histories and the logs of this particular machine, or you might want to browse and set a particular directory of your choice, a folder of your choice. So once that is done, the next thing you need to do is to click on import, and it will automatically import this particular machine into your VM. So once the importation is complete, the next thing you want to do is to edit this particular machine before you even run this machine. So I'll just click, but mine is open already. But in your case, just like every other machine, for instance, click on it once, you should see what all right, so it should show like this. This is what it should be like. And then for everyone you want to edit, you can see at the top here, edit virtual machine settings. You click on edit virtual machine settings, and all you need to do here is to edit the RAM, which is the memory, and also the network, right? Change the network to NAT, and the memory, just make it 1 gig as the case may be. But let me come back to this particular machine. I'll just click on this and I'll hit on settings here. So I just want to set the memory and the network. So once that is established, next thing is to run this machine. So you see on the network here, on the memory, for instance, if I click on the memory, it's just to, by default, it should be, I think, on 4 gig. It should be on 4 gig. So but I've set mine to 1 gig. You can do these settings as the case, just to come and just click on 1, and it will automatically switch to 1. Or you can see on the bar here, you can type this manually here, the actual RAM that you want to allocate for this particular machine. And the next thing is to come to the network. It's usually on bridge. You just need to click NAT. That's to change it to NAT. And once that is done, once you've successfully changed it to NAT, click on OK. That's the only configuration you need for this lab. And the next thing, you start this particular machine. So you can see mine is started already. Just follow the on-screen prompt. I think the next thing you will see is for you to select which OS you want this device to load with, and the first that was there was Ubuntu. So you just hit enter and it will load this particular interface for you, and the password is what you see written here, Marlin Spike. So I will just enter that password again. I'll just enter it, Marlin Spike, or small letter Marlin Spike, and I will hit enter, and this should load the desktop page of this particular machine. You can see it's running on Ubuntu. This particular lab is running on Ubuntu. So that's that for this particular machine. So you can see I have the GUI out here already for this particular machine. So with this machine up like this, and the next thing we need to do is to exploit this machine. So I'll come back to our Kali terminal, and as usual we do network host discovery here using the command, our regular command sudo net discover, just to discover let's see all the active hosts on our local network. Alright, so we'll just wait for it. It shouldn't take up to a minute. So once we get the IP address of our basic pen test lab, we'll progress. Alright, so we have the results up here. Of course, as usual, disregard .2.1. This is the IP address of our target. So I'll just copy this. Maybe I'll just cancel this first. Let me terminate the process so I can copy this effectively. Alright. Okay, so what we want to do here is to perform an nmap scan on our target. Let me increase my font size. Okay, I think this is much better. So that's been established. We just perform an nmap scan here. Let's use the switch -s, capital C for scripts, and add a VDF for version. Let's enable host discovery, PN, and which other switch? Okay, I think let me do an aggressive scan -A because I just want this stuff to be up as soon as possible. But of course, as like I will always say, when you are scanning using aggressive scan, it's not really advisable, because if there is a WAF, it will, of course, it will block it will identify your footprint and it will block all your processes. So I'll just go ahead and hit enter, but I can confidently use a -A switch here because this is a vulnerable lab that we are controlling. So there's no WAF set up on that particular lab on the machine itself. So but when you're working on the client side, it's very important that you don't raise dust when carrying out your scans. You do everything you need to do as stilt as possible. So you can see our scan is up, and let's see from the scan result here. We have port 21 FTP is up. You can see Pro FTPD 1.3.3. This is another juicy port service here and version here that we can exploit. Port 22 SSH you can see, and the protocol here 2.0, and it identifies some host key here, and you can see port 80 is open, running on Apache HTTPD 2.4.18, and you can see it's running on Ubuntu OS. So you can see the service for the service info here. The OS is Unix, of course. For when we talk about Unix, you know that Unix comprises of Linux, Ubuntu, and the likes. So you can see it here. Alright, so what we need to do here, since port 80 is open, we want to exploit port 80, which is the web server. It means that this particular IP address is accessible on the web. So all I need to do here now is to open our browser, is to navigate to our browser, and let's load this particular target. Alright, so we'll just paste our target here, just Ctrl V here. This is our IP address of our vulnerable lab, and I will hit enter. So you can see we can actually reach this guy online. So the next thing we want to do here, Let's see, because you see there's nothing. All right, so if you have your plugins, just like I taught you guys, you can perform a quick information gathering here on this particular target. Use the likes of Wapalizer. Let me see if I have Wapalizer as a plugin. Oh, I don't have any plugin here. I think because my Firefox is outdated, but you can check up my videos. You can check up my previous videos on active reconnaissance, where I did an extensive teaching on how to use tools like Wapalizer to actually scan and search for informations, to get information, to see the technological stack of any website. So I'm just trying to add it here. I think because my Firefox is, I think it's out of date, it's outdated. Oh, it's requesting an update. Oh, but let's see. Oh, you need to Firefox. Okay, so it's requesting that I download the latest Firefox, but I won't be able to do that for the sake of this particular lesson, so I don't make the lesson too lengthy. But I can just download that on the background. And while I continue with the lesson. So we'll come back again to our target. Let's come back to our target. But in your case, you can use Wapalizer to see the technological stack of this particular website. Another thing you can do is you can come on your terminal, just open a new tab here. For instance. Alright, so on this new tab now, all I want to do is use a tool which I've taught you guys as well, WhatWeb. So WhatWeb is it's a command line tool that we use to check the technological stack of any website. Again, if you're not too familiar with all these, please do look up my videos on active reconnaissance. It's there. You can also check that of the passive. So I'll hit enter here, and we'll wait for it to load. So you can see our result is up with WhatWeb. So you can see this our target, and 200 success, simple success recorded. That's the meaning of this 200 code here. You can see the Apache web server. It was able to identify the version of the Apache web server. You can see 2.4.18. You can see the country, HTTP server running on Ubuntu, Linux, and of course it's brought out the web server again, Apache 2.4.18, and our IP address. So all these are interesting informations as well, that you can, of course, if you want to progress further with this particular information, you can do a vulnerability analysis to see if this particular version of Apache is vulnerable. So but again, this is the information we got here using WhatWeb. So the next thing we want to do, I will just quickly clear this. So we'll do an automated scan on this particular target. Automated scan, I mean using tools like, of course when we talk about automated scans, you can use tools like Nexus, you can do Bob Suits. All these are tools that helps you scan for vulnerabilities on your target. But I will be showing us some other tools that you can use on your command line, other than Bob Suits and Nexus. We use a particular tool called Uniscan. So let's use Uniscan. If you want to read up about this particular tools, you can do -H for the help menu, and this will give you all the informations regarding this particular tool, how to use this particular tool. I'm not sure why it's hanging. Close file and do share Uniscan functions. Okay, permission denied. Okay, I think we need to give it a sudo privilege, sudo Uniscan -H for the help. Okay, just apply that. Alright, so we can see our help menu is up already for Uniscan. How to use Uniscan, you can see -H switch here for help, -U for URL, -F for file list of URL. That's if you have a group or a bunch of URL that you put in a particular file and you want to perform a scan based on those particular sets of URLs or IPs, as the case may be. So you can see these are the switches here, and there are various functions, right? You can also do web fingerprint with the -G switch, server fingerprint with -J switch, and of course you can also do dynamic checks here, static checks, stress checks here with this particular tool. And of course you can also enable robot.txt and sitemap check. All right, so let's see user example. You can see a sample command here, QWEDS here. Q means directory check. You can see W for file checks, E here for robot.txt and sitemap. You can see -D here, D for dynamic check, and S for static check, right? So this is just a sample switch here and a sample how we can use this particular tool. So I will be starting this particular tool now, Uniscan. You can see this is the example how we can use this particular tool. All right, so let me just copy this. For instance, just copy this and permit me to clear my screen. Do I have alias here? Okay, so I will paste that. Okay, this is the ouch. I thought I copied everything. Oh, do I still remember the syntax again? All right, so let's do. I'm trying to remember the syntax. Let's do sudo uniscan. I think -u was for the URL. So it would be http. Okay, I think I can paste that URL here. Okay, I think I have sample here. All right, QWEDS. All right, that's fine. Okay, better. So I'll just paste our URL. Ouch. Let me go to the browser and paste and copy. Let's just copy our target here. Copy. So I'll come back here, just do https, and I will paste. Ouch. Okay. Copied full. Okay. So you can see the syntax. Again, you know what all these switches are for. I showed us earlier on. So we'll hit enter here, and all right, automatically it has started to perform the scan on our target. So this is an automated scan on the target to really get informations on this particular target. All right, so we'll just give it time. You can see it's running the scan here. I will quickly open another tab here to quickly show us another tool while I allow this to run. So you can see the domain here and the server, the IP address, and the test is going on. So it's currently it's performing a directory check. All right, so I'll just open a new. Let me come to a new window and just open my terminal here. So I'll just show us another tool again. It's also a web application scanner that you can use to scan your targets for information. So it's a manual scanner. It's an automated scanner, I beg your pardon. So I'm trying to start my terminal here. Okay, very quickly on my new terminal here, I will show us another particular scanner. It's called skipfish. So I will just do skipfish. For instance, I can do a -h here for help. Let's see how to use this particular tool as well. So skipfish is a web application scanner. So you can see it here. Skipfish is a web application scanner. It comes pre-installed in Kali. If you don't have it, kindly upgrade your Kali using sudo app upgrade and sudo app update to update your packages. So you can see the usage, how to use this. With skipfish now, you need to specify your word list and specify your output, like with the -o switch where you want to save it, the name of the file where you want to save it, and the path, and the URL, of course. Okay, so Let's come down. Let's come. So you can see some of the switches that comes with this particular scanner as well. All right. So with that being established, we'll just initiate the command to use this tool. I'll just clear my screen again. So we'll do skip fish. Skip fish. The next thing I want to specify is our word list. That's W, capital letter W. If you don't know where your word list file is, it's usually in the user share directory. Small letter user share word list. This is the path for the word list, and we specify the word list you want to use now. But if you don't know any word list to use, as I will always say, just double tap your tab button on your keyboard twice. This will take you into, it will show you the directories. You can see all the directories that are inside this particular word list. Let me take that again. So we'll just use deb, for instance. So I'll just do deb, for instance. So if you don't know what to use, which of the word list to use in deb, you can just double tap again and it will open. And all right, so but let's leave it there. I want to use the deb. The next thing I want to do is to specify a switch here -o for output. I want to save this as let's say the name of the file where I want to output this thing to the scan results. Let's call it pentest results, pentest scan, as the case may be. This is the output that we want to use, and the next thing we'll specify here is our target. So I will just paste our target. I don't think I need to add a switch here for this target. All right, so we'll say pentest scan is the name of the file where we want to save it as, and the next thing I will paste our target. So let me see if I still have that here. All right, so this is our target, and immediately you can see it's let's see it, the scan has continued, and immediately you can see the scan is up. This was skip fish. Okay, let me take it to the top so we can analyze together. So skip fish version 2.10 by, okay, so statistics of the scan, you can see all the informations on the screen here. But again, you can see on the last line the report was saved to pentest scan /index.html. This is the name of the file here. All right, so let's navigate into this particular directory to see our scan results. So I will just permit me to just quickly clear this. We'll just do an ls here. We should get that folder pentest scan. All right, so I have the folder here, for instance. So I will just navigate into the folder cd pentest scan, and I should have the HTML, all right, index.html here. So this is actually the scan result. So I can just open this with a Firefox. You can see it's carrying a .html, meaning it's a web file. So I will just use Firefox to open this. You can just do Firefox and index.html. all right, so this is the name of this particular file here, the output file, and I will hit enter. Okay, let's see what we got here. Crawl result, click to expand, document type overview, click to expand. I will just click this, for instance. Okay, this was our target. Let's see the issues. If there was any issues here: incorrect or missing chart set, low rigs, new 404 signature seen, new server header value seen. Note, there's really no much you can follow the trace route here to see these issues. You can see the request, you can see the response that it got for this particular findings there. I'll just go back, I think. All right, so you can see new server header value seen. There's really no much information here because of the target. There's really no much actually on the target. I can expand this as well. This is the information you can see from the scan results. It's really not juicy, but again, let's see the other scanner, which was the Uniscan. I will just close this. Let's go back to our terminal. It was on tab 1. Alright, so you can see the Uniscan is up as well, and it saved the reports. You can see the reports here. It has saved in report slash and the target IP address, so you can go through. Alright, but notwithstanding, let's navigate to go see this particular result as well, this particular scan result for that of Uniscan. Let's see if it will be a little detailed than that of Skipfish. Alright, so I'll just navigate to the directory where we'll see this particular saved file for that of Uniscan. Let me clear my screen. So it's usually on the cd user share directory. I think Uniscan. Yep, so that's the part, and we are in that direction. I'll do an ls here. So it's supposed to be on the let me see, was index.php. I think this is the name of the file, but the name of the file was supposed to carry, okay, reports. Let's open reports, because it was supposed to carry the name of the IP address of the target. So just do see the reports here, see the reports, and I'll hit enter. Let's do an ls here. Let's see. Okay, so this is our guy here, this is our target here, 192.168.23.132. so I'll use, of course, again, you can see it's .html, so you can cut this file. So open it with our Firefox again. Firefox, I'll specify 192.168. Okay, that's our guy, and 168.23.132. so I will hit enter, and you can see the result is up. Let me bold my screen a bit. Let me zoom in. Alright, so Uniscan web vulnerability scanner, you can see the time on the 5th of July 2024. You can see the time and the domain. This is our target. You can see the server here. It identifies the server, Ubuntu, and this is our target IP. It's crawled for directory check. Let's see, for directory check, for file check, let's see what it was able to find on our target. So it identifies a particular part, index.html file check. This is a URL here carrying a 200 simple success code recorded. For robot.txt, it couldn't find any information. For sitemap, no information. The crawl finish 0 URL. Web backdoors, let's see, let's come back, let's continue. For dynamic tests, 0 new directories added. There's really nothing much here. Skip because testing 123 did not return the code 404. For XSX, nothing much here, and you can see there's pretty no juicy stuff on this target. But let me confirm this is our target again. Let me confirm. Here's our mmap scan, 192.168.23.132. that's our target. Okay, 192.168.23.132. all right, so it couldn't see much. It's for the file check and for directory check. I couldn't see much for file check. This was the only file it was able to find, but not to worry, I will move straight into it. Okay, alright, so that was that with this scanner. It couldn't give us much, it couldn't get much information here because of course the target does not have much information on the target. So let's come back. But those were the scanners. You can use them more often for bigger targets with much information on the environment. So I'll just clear this and I'll just come back to my home directory.
Alright, so with that being said, we've come to the end of today's lesson. If you're just joining me, please do well to hit the like button, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you all in my next video.